I heard you say, maybe I misunderstood it, but you said when you were dating.
Ah.
As if that was in the past tense.
Did I say that?
You said it. You said when I was dating. Are you currently seeking?
I'm currently positioned. I don't seek.
Please.
I'm positioned to be found.
So you don't date, you attract. What are the things that you're attracted to?
Certainty, leadership, decisiveness, thoughtfulness, respect, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, openness and honesty, safety, security.
Slow down. Stop there. That's a lot,
It
Sarah.
is a lot.
Forever single, man.
Create legacy, do all the things, create the family, be happy, find connectedness, but don't settle for, but also some people should settle.
They want to see, because
Yeah.
you speak so much about high value and being happy, like, so therefore we want to see you in a high value relationship. We want to see you be happy. We want to see you practice all that you preach.
They gonna see it when I'm married. And in the meantime, I'm practicing what I preach.
Really?
I feel
That's awesome. I think that's going to be helpful to so many. I mean, because people, even when they look at someone like you that is high value, that, you know, they feel like they don't go through the same emotions that they go through.
Yeah.
That we all struggle with being low. We all struggle with insecurity. We all struggle with moments of, you know, low functioning or low frequency of, you know, wanting to be upset or angry or petty or whatever we define it. You know, the enemy attacks us all from every way. I heard you say, maybe I misunderstood it, but you said when you were dating. As if that was in the past tense. As if like the journey of finding your
Did I say that?
You said it. You said when I was dating.
Maybe I was about to say a person. I don't know. When I was dating a person.
So you currently seeking?
I'm currently positioned. I don't seek.
Please.
I'm positioned to be found.
So explain.
Please.
One of the things for a woman, one of our most beautiful opportunities as a feminine woman is we don't go, oh, the most feminine woman isn't the loudest person in the room. You attract in, right? But you have to position yourself. Like, you have to get out of the house. And a lot of the high value feminine women are never outside.
Right.
You know, they're in their house when they're not at work. And that doesn't mean go to the club. That doesn't mean, I'm not saying you should do what you love doing, because that's where you meet the people that you're in, you know, conjunction with, really.
So you don't.
She completely spun the conversation around. He asked her why she is not dating. She says she's trying to position herself. And then she mentioned about being found. Man, positioning yourself could be you adapting better habits. You releasing the bad habits. You trying to become a better person for your partner. You going outside, that doesn't have anything to do with this.
Date, you attract.
I'm currently dating.
Oh, okay. But you're positioned in a way that, so in that, dating a high valued individual.
Word salad.
What are the things that you're attracted to, or what are the things that can allow you to go on that journey from your position?
Certainty, leadership, decisiveness, thoughtfulness, respect, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, openness and honesty, safety, security.
Slow down. Stop there. That's a lot,
It
Sarah.
is a lot. It is.
That is
Forever single, man. This woman has too many standards. She's not gonna find perfection, but she's gonna keep saying that's what she needs to reinforce the fact to stay single, so that she don't never have to get with somebody. Y'all gotta really listen to a lot of these. I guess I don't know if she's a dating coach. Like I said, I like Sarah Fontenot, some of the things that she says. But a lot of them are starting to get exposed for the way how they really carry themselves, and they end up saying so much until they start saying nothing. And before you know it, you start seeing the truth behind how they operate in their real life opposed to what they say online. See, I'm married. You feel me? I'm married. And I can preach on both sides. Being single, I understand the benefits of being married and the benefits when it comes to being single. Everybody don't need to be married. You know what I'm saying? But I understand both sides. But when someone who's only single can't really give you the true side of being married, if they're not married, Hey, that's something to think about.
It's intimidating to probably so many.
But also,
You said a bunch of strong words
yes,
that, you know.
you got to have strong leadership.
Now, how do you feel? Is there a lot of that out there?
Yes, for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Even the
And
best
why
stuff.
do you feel like you can find all of those things in an individual?
Because I know that it exists. If you don't believe in magic, how do you find it?
Right.
Do you have it though? I don't want to hear all that magic stuff.
If you don't believe in love, how do you find it? If you're that person that's saying, oh, these Atlanta streets are trash, oh, these LA dating pool is garbage, if that's exactly what you're going to attract. You'll never catch me saying that. I'm having a beautiful experience inside of my experience.
And where are you having this beautiful experience?
Like currently, where am I living?
Yeah, or not even where you living, but like you sound like you in a different realm. You're in a different dimension where you finding all of it. Is it church?
No.
You said it's not the club.
No.
He's asking the right questions.
What planet are these men on?
There are so many good men out here. There really are. There's so many good men out here. Now, this is the caveat. If you choose high value, high earning, masculine man, you have to know what you're signing up for. Like a lot of women think that they want this man that is super successful and well, his schedule might not be the way that you want it to be. He may not be as available to you as you want him to be. You may not get the good morning text every morning, but he's there when it counts. He's there when it matters. The conversations aren't going to be 3 hours on the phone. That's not realistic for this type of person. I know my pool. And so I move in alignment with my pool, you know, and so I also believe that women, because we are geriatric at 35, right? I believe that women, one of the most beautiful opportunities we have is to also create legacy for your partner. Whether that, I think it should be marriage personally, but if not, that's cool too. Do whatever makes your soul smile.
Right.
But inside of that, I really and truly feel like you've got to position yourself to be found by the person that you want. You know?
Yeah.
If not, what's the point? Create.
Sure, we talking about your position, and we understand what you're trying to still tell the ladies out there. What is your position? Because like I said, you can preach this. Man, I'm telling you, bro, a lot of these dating coaches, they living a good life off of the social media grind. They grind on social media, but ultimately they still gonna live the single girl lifestyle. Think about that, y'all. You have someone that preaches being married, but is not married. And to say that there's a lot of good guys out here, but you haven't found one, that's like me saying there's a lot of good girls out here, man. I got one. And I'm married. Like, it doesn't go hand in hand. And for a guy, it's completely different.
Create legacy, do all the things, create the family, be happy, find connectedness, but don't settle for, but also some people should settle. Some people should settle. Some people should stay single. Some people, like everybody doesn't want
somebody should settle. So you be like, so don't desire all that you want. Just take whatever's given to you.
No, I'm saying some people don't want to do the work, so you shouldn't expect someone that does do it. If you are settling for the version of yourself that you are, you deserve someone else that's settling for themselves, and you should be in that realm. High value masculine, high value feminine doesn't choose average because they don't have to. That's just the reality.
Dr. Fontenot gonna be 50 years old still preaching the same thing.
And I'm not talking about an aesthetic, by the way. I'm talking about a beingness. And then this is the thing too. This is why, and it goes back to the conversation that we've had, being in integrity with yourself and loving who you are and feeling fulfilled, where two people come together to create one. No, 1 + 1 is 2. We are super whole over here. We are overflowing. Right? And so I just feel like for the right man, I'm not intimidating at all, because the truth is, even though I desire these things, a feminine woman is going to bring them out of you if they're not already, like, what's the word when you start it? If they're not accelerated, ignited. Thank you. Yes, that it's going to happen naturally, you know. And I feel like high value means exclusive.
Yeah.
Everybody can't get in.
Bruh, Nick kind of looking like, man, you some bullshit. Because if you are so high value, you should be able to acquiesce to another high value guy's program. Like I said, we're going off what she said. If she says she's single, she's single. If she says she's in someone's life, That's different. But if you in somebody's life, you're gonna say I'm in someone's life. But no, you're just single. You playing the field. You having a good time. You making money. You traveling. Ain't no telling what she's doing behind the scenes, man.
It's very true. So speaking to that, you listed off some great attributes that you're looking for in a man.
Yes.
And that you are positioned because you are offering these same things. So what are some non-starters for Miss Sarah? What are some things where it's like, he can have all of these things, but if he does this, or if he's into this, or what are the things, and I don't like to call them red flags, but it's more about things that you take notice to that is like, all right, yeah, I've learned my lesson with those type of individuals.
I already
and
have
is narcissism one of them?
No, I think we're all a little narcissistic if you're a little bit successful.
Preach.
Yeah. I think narcissistic personality disorder, that's absolutely a no-go for me.
Yeah,
that's different.
There's rage in there, there's lack of empathy.
Yeah, and there's delusion.
Yeah.
You live in a world that you've created that no one else knows except for you.
Right.
You know, you don't live in the truth, you live in your truth, and I'm not doing that.
So what are the non-starters for you?
Lacking character.
What is lacking? Everybody has character.
No.
You mean character as in like integrity character?
Integrity character as in, are you validated by the people outside you? Or are you validated by who you say that you are? You know, are you waiting out here waiting for other people to say, oh, this is who you need to, I can't, it's a no-go for me.
That's difficult because we live in an age of social media where we all can fall victim to that.
I did in the past, and I'm not doing it again. Before, perception was so much more important to me than reality. The second time I was engaged, and we lived on social media. What I mean by that is we were every hashtag. We were black love. We were relationship goals. We were power couple. But in reality, it was really toxic. But now what I did was I built up this facade of how incredible our relationship was. Now I had to live in a real hell instead of actually just accepting the truth that we were not meant to be together. Right? And so that relationship went further and lasted longer than it should have because it's like you almost have to put on.
Right.
And I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And if a man feels like he has to put on, I love that for him. That's great. Go do that over there.
Right.
You know, I'm not interested in that at this point in my life.
Well, even the guy that you would even have to put on for you when he's in the hardest battles trying to fight for you, fight for your love, fight for the family, he probably got to put on. We can't show y'all our true emotions. So if we out there getting it, we not out here just showing you all our deepest and darkest downsides. We have to put on for the family because that's what real men do. We put on, you know, and we're stoic and we try to be stoic as much as possible. Now, of course, you could be vulnerable sometimes, but not to the degree to where you showing each and every, you know, side of yourself. You got to have some things to yourself. But for her to say that, it really sounds very contradicting that you were with a guy, you know, you played the social media game, that fell apart, and now you playing the social media game still, but just in a single form. So was it social media or was it you that played a part in the demise of that relationship? Like I say, people will do a lot of word salad and not explain exactly what they mean as to how things really fell apart or the behind the scenes on, you know, who they are. You know, when I come online, I'm trying to be 100% me. I say I'm married, you know, my beliefs on how I feel about marriage, people being single, people still messing with other females. Like I'll be very transparent, man, from when I do reactions to just dating content, to pop the balloon type content. Very, very honest because it's how I actually think. But a lot of people will get into it and they just preach a certain narrative as to what makes money, and that's not always the case.
If it's not real, I don't want it.
That has to be difficult. I mean, is that maybe one of the reasons where you may keep your personal life personal? Because you are a public figure. You are someone who not only is living life in the public eye, but you're giving advice and being a motivational speaker. And, you know, people are, you know, aspiring to be like you. So you can't, as much as you say, you know, you don't want to put on, but like people are like, oh, they want to know your relationship goals. They want to see, because you speak so much about high value and being happy. Like, so therefore we want to see you in a high value relationship. We want to see you be happy. We want to see you practice all that you preach.
They gonna see it when I'm married. And in the meantime, I'm practicing what I preach.
Really?
I feel like
Nick Cannon grilling her, bro, for real.
Personally feel like social media is destroying relationships because the devil comes to seek, kill, and destroy at the end of the day. And it's almost like you get tried even more when you post your significant other on social media. Both ways. Now your person gets tried because you posted them and people just want to, especially women. Women, we some different kind of creatures. Okay, we want to know.
They're not gonna see your man and try to pop at him to see why you love it so much.
They do. And to be completely transparent, you know, so funny story. I realized when I was 10 years old from an experience that I had a story that I created that said, if I let you in, you'll betray me. So at 10, man has
not
never.
The knife was good to him.
The knife
you
was
got
good
that.
to him,
Not life is good. The knife is good.
Hey, you know, that man is not used to the attention that girl gets, which oftentimes creates resentment for him. That man is not used to the women now that she raised his stock. Now new levels of women are trying to holler at that man to see if they'll leave her.
Handle it.
Weak. They just weak. So weakness, not to be confused with vulnerability, because vulnerability is very important. I can't do it. So I don't want to be anybody's first because you'll mishandle me.
You don't want to be their first baddie?
I mean, I wouldn't even say I'm a baddie, but I don't want to be the first person that's
together.
I wouldn't even say that. Just I've done the work.
Yeah.
You know, because you'll mishandle me.
Right. So I'm guessing she's okay with getting on a guy's program who's already had multiple women out there, because most guys don't have a high body count for the most part. So I'm pretty sure she probably wants a rich guy. Is she finding rich guys who don't deal with a whole bunch of women? I don't really understand that, because if you give that advice to a regular female, it's not going to translate over the same. Because most regular females are still going to be messing with more regular guys. And if a woman is getting with a guy early on in her life, they probably going to be damn near close to being their first on each side. So her advice could be conflicting for someone to say, I don't want to be someone's first. What do you mean by that? That's very, 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 conflicting. That's basically damn near saying like, okay, I don't want to deal with guys who are beneath me, because those guys probably I'll be the first for them to deal with a woman like me. But what do you still offer? Most of y'all still gonna offer the same shit. I'm gonna be honest. It ain't gonna be much different. If you got a submissive feminine woman that got less money opposed to one that got more money, it's gonna be the same characteristics. If both of them a horrible person, it's gonna be on both sides. She's very conflicting with her viewpoints on what she's explaining with that.
And not even intentionally. You can love me so much. Yeah. You can love me so much, but you don't know how to handle me.
Right.
It's like giving a 16-year-old a Ferrari. You'll mishandle it. I don't personally, I'm not here for that. And I'm not saying I'm not the prettiest girl in the world. I'm not the smartest girl in the world, but I'm solid. Yeah. And in a world.
But you just said you was a Ferrari, and then you said you solid. Come on now. I'm be honest, just looking at Miss Sarah, she's very average to me. She ain't that attractive. I mean, it's a lot of girls I know that's like way better than her. The only thing she can offer different is going to be her personality, her characteristics, and her thought, her mentality towards how she treats a relationship. But if you acting like every other female, and with your I'm be honest, with her standards that she mentioned in the beginning, like I think she named off about 8 traits, you already a headache at that point. You already priced yourself as a headache. You're requiring way too much from the guy that you're trying to get.
World where there's a lot of fake, that stands a lot on its own by itself.
Indeed.
So I don't want to be the first.
I heard that. You still dirty?
Nah. Let me tell you. Okay. Nick.
All right, that's about a story that was in this podcast that they talked about her being a dirty 10-year-old kid, which I left that part out because it was long and drawn out, and I wanted to just get to the meat and potatoes. Y'all can watch this in its entirety on the Council Culture podcast with Nick Cannon. Like I said, man, I have no issues with Miss Sarah. I love listening to perspectives, and I like to interject my thoughts onto it, whether it be right or wrong. Y'all can take it and y'all can decide that for yourselves. But I do hear a lot of contradictions in some of the things that a lot of people say. The ones that's married, not married. You can only do that so much, and go on these preaching tours to where it's like, okay, why you not finding nobody? You know, is it just the fact that you don't practice what you preach, or you don't feel like that's what should be happening? If you say women want a fulfilling relationship, especially if someone says they want a fulfilling relationship and they don't get that, it's like, it's one of them things, man, where I think the success ends up hurting the women, and then the women end up getting in a place to where they still can't get exactly what they want. So let me get y'all thoughts on that. Y'all like the video, comment below. This is JayBReacts, y'all, and until next time, peace.